Hey paisanos, welcome back to the Type QQ channel as we revisit the embodiment of Scarlet Devil, Exorcism style. Yeah, in our previous Exorcism Runs series, we had relinquished ourselves from our haunting of Jetbuster, and we had said, sure, there's some other games, but we also plain forgot we never really got the normal 1cc on this game as well, which I would argue, if there's one, teenage shrine maiden shoot 'em up game to do, this is it. Get your one cleared here, and and never look at the series ever again. And that might be what we do, or very well hope to do. Exorcism Runs is a sort of revisit of a game that whooped our ass before, and no matter how much bitching and moaning and complaining and crying and other explicit language, we're going to get it done. So buckle in. It might get hairy. It might also get ugly. It might also no promises, but we certainly are rusty, at least right now. This is our first run getting back in the swing of things. Hopefully it's not so bad. And at least from what I remembered, using this character with the homing option isn't the worst isn't the worst version, especially for a noob scrub like me. However, damage is left to be desired, So, much like our past Exorcism series, I'm not about to, or at least I'm not I'm not going to be set in my ways. I'm certainly up in the mood. What am I trying to say? You know what? We'll try different characters. I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to figure this out. You know what? If this doesn't work out, we'll try a different character. We'll try a different version of a character. Whatever it takes. We're going to hell and back. If it means that we're going to use the Magician Girl instead of the Shrine Girl, whatever it takes to kill a couple vampires in this game, right? What is a man? Something. Harry Potter and the Book of Secrets, right? Alright, that's level 1. If only we can force ourselves through that aneurysm and continue on. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if we, by some weird lucky shot, we're like, alright, we're gonna get into this game again. This game that, had haunted our nightmares. And do it real quick, and do it in a few videos like we did with Jetbuster. That would be great. I don't foresee it, Touhou, for some reason, as a franchise, just ruins me, just fucks me so bad. Very little, at least I think I'm not so sure there's been too many of the games I've been able to 1cc on normal mode, not even the most baby games they have, baby's first Touhou. I think I still, had to use a continue or two, So, like I was saying, if there's one that just kind of one to do and never again, this is it. I think we've done some novices and some easies, or whatever the case, regardless, we had to press something on the difficulty. We didn't just hit go, which is, the idea, right? You go up to an arcade, you just say, go, here's your quarter, let me beat you. That's a weird sentence. Hey, here's a quarter, let me beat you. I mean, so far so good. As you can tell, level 2 here, we got our power up to max. Level 2 boss. I don't remember in the past us having too much trouble, although cut that a little close, didn't we? Caught a little flat-footed, I dare say. Nothing too wild and crazy. And I think with a lot of these games, well, I think maybe with this game particularly, I think familiarity is going to be the key. You know, as long as we don't get distracted too much with other, new releases or other bullshit, a lot of these patterns are going to be second nature, and that's exactly what we want. To just kind of snore through these bosses, and then really, worry about the harder stuff down the road. But with like six lives, it's 150 bombs, And that's how you get a 1cc, is that you just kind of, you snore through enough of the game where you can kind of, crawl across the finish line. I mean, that final 1cc for Jetbuster, we did pretty damn well, throughout the game. I mean, the last couple of stages were quite ugly, but... Four lives, 4 bombs, and also one thing to keep in mind, for those who may not know this, not be in the know, those 4 bombs are dedicated or only for this life. So, if we were to be killed, and our life brought down to 3 red stars, we're going to lose those 4 bombs. Granted, we're going to be given 2 or 3 upon upon our next life. But when we're talking about maximum number of bombs we can use in this run, if we were to get shot in the head in just this next second right here, for example, we would be losing those 4 bombs. So strategy prevails that if we are to die, if we are in a bad spot, we should at least die with no bombs. That would mean that in some way or another we have prolonged our existence to its furthest extent, and not waste a lot of potential defending our little schoolgirl selves. Not terribly hard, but as you can see with my micro dodges, they're a bit too antsy, I think. I think what you'll find is, sometimes, less is more, and this sort of like jittery back and forth can get you in a lot of trouble. It's that sort of slippery road thing. The more you move, the more you have to, the more you have to steer back onto the road. You yank this way, then you have to yank the other way, and then all of a sudden you're upside down, dead. Smashing some sort of highway barrier or something. I don't know. Apparently, I don't know how about car crashes as a living human being, right? Not hard patterns here, but they can be a little fast. So you certainly just don't put yourself in a bad place, right? This can be a little tricky, but we've seen this enough. You'd hope that this was like riding a bike, right? Like, alright, we know this. It always kind of feels good, though, going into that sort of like curved one. Like, oh yeah, there's nothing I can't do except beat this fucking game. But it does feel good, right? Creeping in one of those like full patterns there. Six lives. Jesus, look at us, right? Just balling it. Well, although we know how this works, despite how many great, how many lives we have, they are not enough. And sadly, as we break down this run, some really poor deaths as well. Some areas that I think, is our first bomb right there, as we kind of felt maybe those, like convergence of all those bullets or our eye sockets. there's our first death right there. Pretty sad. You know, it's almost like the boss was almost dead and we lost all those fucking bombs like we were talking about. Big mistake. But it's sort of like, where do you put your eyes, right? Depending on where you put your eyes in this game, or any of these sort of like bullet hell, shoot 'em ups, gives you different pros and cons, you know. If you are looking at precisely at your, you know, character model, you can very much dodge anything that's like closely around you. But that's it. That's all you can see, things closely around you. Whether or not you have an opening for like a big, you know, move, or just to evaluate how these bullets are moving, whether they're homed onto you or whatnot, it's hard to say. Because, you know, you're focused right on sort of the most micro of dodges onto your character. You know, you can do it sort of midway between enemies and you, and just kind of see the patterns of the bullets and go, yeah, roughly I should dodge this. And that's kind of where what I do, is like I don't necessarily look at the enemies or myself. I can kind of see the blur of each and then go, okay, roundabout. And then when things get kind of hairy, I'm like, oh shit, okay, I need to retreat in the corner and then use a bomb. But that's, it's sort of, but then you see the problem of like maybe you gauge things a bit incorrectly and then get hit by some bullet that you thought was going to miss you, that really didn't kind of turn out that way. And I think that's kind of what happened in that last boss fight. Who knows? Maybe I just suck. You can also see that you can pick up maximum pickup points here by having max. Oh, that was a bad play. Trying to be too aggressive, picking up all these like maximum points, and then just running into like enemies that are just looking to kill us immediately. But yeah, there's a portion like the top third of the screen, for example. If we can cross that, we automatically pick up every item that's on the screen, and they're at maximum points. So when we're looking to tack over that, like, you know, 3.5 bazillion that we have going on right now as our high score, but if we want to tack that over to 4 for, you know, a free up, I believe it might be at 4. You know, picking up max points certainly does help. $40 mil. A lot of digits here. A lot of pressure. Yeah, there it is right there. So we got our 6 life back. Is it enough? We'll find out. We've used a few bombs in this level that we probably didn't really need to. Yeah, that one probably being one of them. You know, once you kill one of these enemies, you know, the screen clears momentarily, so we may have wasted that last bomb protecting that 6th life. Maybe a little too premature. Going against Patchouli here. Diaper-headed girl. Apparently, well, you know, once you shack up with, you know, undead vampire girls for so long, your style choices kind of just fly out the window, I suppose. Like, I don't know, 80s styles making a comeback. I don't know, maybe diapers on the head. That's a thing now, I don't know. A couple more gauges left, and then we can escape with this unscathed, but, you know, I don't think we're really going to have that sort of privilege. Pretty well bare naked right now. And I think when you're talking about like challenging bosses, this is kind of the first real. There we go. Hacked in half there. 3 bombs. So we're sitting at 5 lives, 3 bombs. We certainly do not want to just throw our 3 bombs into the trash, but we don't necessarily want to use them carelessly either. We certainly want to like kind of, you know, fight to the very end, and then if we feel that like, okay, death is imminent, use a bomb. Picking up full power again from those power pickups quickly clear the screen, but there's nothing really on screen to clear. But, you know, it all helps. That's really poor. Should have used a bomb, but maybe we thought we could have escaped it and just poorly executed it. Last gauge on her. We're probably going to see a couple different attacks. This one and maybe one other. This might be her final attack. That was really bad. Things are just sort of falling apart, as you can see. Just moving really bad there. Man, 3 lives down the toilet. 3 lives. Ouch. You know, I mean, if we look back and say, hey, how did this not happen? How did this run fail? That's probably part of it, you know. 3 lives and 9 bombs, essentially. They all went somewhere, whether it was in use or in flushed down the toilet. These patterns can get a little confusing, but I think once you break down each component, you kind of understand where they're going. They're not so bad. That can be a little disrupting when they're 3 different damn colors coming at different times. So there's our bomb. Probably not the worst time either, where these characters are shooting these sort of walls at us. Mini boss, a sort of prelude of what to come. You can see how these walls of knives, as well as these columns of knives, really bad dodge there. I was going to say, you can see how you're supposed to move through them. And asking us to do that 5 or 6 times without error seems to be a tall ask. Luckily, she's going to heal us up a 1-up for taking one from us. Things are getting really tight and shitty. But you can see, yeah, that's certainly the sort of, I can dodge it. You know, I can dodge just about anything, and, you know, when I put my mind to it. Ah, fuck. Well, maybe not. Maybe not, right? Really bad stuff. Really bad. Oh, wow. And thank God for the bomb there, right? Man, if things didn't fall apart in the Touhou boss fight, it certainly has in this level. Two lives, a bomb, and a bum, right? Trying to take down this Maiden of Knives. Crushed. Crushed. This is not going well. Not going well at all. But what can we take away from it, right? Oh. Flushing all our bombs down the toilet. What can we take away from it? I mean, when it comes to, rusty gameplay of, like, okay, after X amount of months or maybe close to a year away from this game, like, is this an absolute failure? Maybe not. You know, we still have 3 bombs. We can fight our way out of here. You know, at least. There we go. Pick up that full power. Clear the screen a little bit. You know, at least we can say, like, oh shit, we just made some really bad dodges, some really poor rusty moves. You know, it certainly wasn't like, oh fuck, we were overwhelmed and there's nothing we can do about it. It was just kind of like, ah shit, we really suck. We could do better, but we didn't. Luckily, picking up that 1-up by was it 60 million there? So we looks like we just might cross into the final level, if not in the worst condition ever. Yeah, we can get real close to her as long as we feel comfortable between certain patterns of knives here. Or not, right? Fuck. You know, I mean, we could do it. You know, you saw, like, well, it's completely doable. Just don't be an idiot and move like an idiot. You're like, oh, well, I don't know. Moving like an idiot sounds like such a good thing. You can just swipe, move virtually move right around these attacks. There we go. There we go. Well, at what cost, right? So we are, but you know what? God damn it. We're going to die on the final stage. So, there's that. You know, we weren't killed anywhere sooner. You know, we can almost say that's a success in some regard. That, like, oh, well, at least we're dead here. You know, we still have one bomb just in case. Yeah, there it goes. We have no bombs just in case. Can we do it? No, we can't. They're not hard. Because that's the tough thing. Is like they're not very hard patterns. We're just clumsy. We're just being clumsy and bad. Don't be so bad. Don't be so shitty. But hey, like I was saying, for a first time back, we'll take it, right? Last stage, died to some ordinary things. But yeah, that's fine. That'll be it for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff. We'll come back and play some more Touhou 6 in the future.